Hey, Angela Carter here, back with another episode of Behind the Online Business. I have an important confession and an important announcement to make. First things first, the confession. Well, when I do these videos, I do different mixtures of different videos if you've been following me for a while now on my email list. And I do videos where I share, really kind of nuts and bolts training, right? And that has something to do with the announcement that I have to make towards the end of this video about a free blogging training that I'm going to do for those of you who are on my list. But I do, nuts and bolts training, but then I also do kind of a expose, right? A behind the scenes of this industry, things that I'm doing in my business to grow, because I felt like, a lot of people online aren't real. They don't show how they're doing what they're doing and why they're doing what they're doing behind the scenes. So I share that, but I also share kind of struggles that I've encountered in building a business, how I've overcome them. I also kind of deal with some of the things that kind of piss me off about this industry. So what I want to do in this Behind the Online Business episode is really kind of share a confession of what I've seen going on behind the scenes in this industry that I think is affecting the failure rate in this industry. And then I'm also going to talk about moving forward what my solution is going to be and what my vision is. So first of all, let me share with you my vision, why I am doing what I'm doing and why I decided to get partnered with Empower Network to do it. My vision is this. I got sick and tired of seeing and hearing the failure rate in this industry. We hear all the time the statistic, over 98% of people fail in their business, and only 2% succeed. And the statistic is based on, only 2% of people are making $200 or more in profits in their business, and the rest of people are failing, right? So I got sick and tired of it, because we hear that so much in this industry where it becomes a statistic that it seems like common nature. It's just like, oh, okay. It seems accepted almost, and it doesn't seem like people are really fighting to help correct it. It's just kind of like, oh, you just know, well, only 98% of people, people who get started, only half of them, or only a small percentage of them are going to succeed. So anyway, it's kind of flippant. It's kind of like, well, that's just what we have to face. Well, I got involved in this industry because I wanted to help reverse that statistic. So my goal is to see 98% of people succeed, to see and live in a world and live in this industry and see the day where we will have over 98% of people succeeding and only 2% failing. So in order for that to happen, number one, I have to be a part of the percentage that succeed, right? I have to lead first. I have to kind of figure this thing out and, get started on that path, which is one of the reasons why I got partnered with Empower, because there were people who had already were in the 2% that were succeeding. And I wanted to figure it out so I can bring it to the people and create change in this industry. And I aligned myself with a company that was their heart and their vision too. That's important. Right? It's important that you get aligned with people who have the same vision and the mission that you have, and have the same heart of wanting to see the kind of impact that you want to see in your business or in your life or in the industry that you are involved in. So, number one, I had to be a part of the 2%, right? And then number two, I had to get involved and start helping people in various different companies and various different businesses, marketing various different products online, help them succeed. Right? And then now my team, the people that have partnered with me, right, to grow their own businesses, they have to now be a part of the 2%. And that's how we're going to change and transform this industry. So that's my vision. So if you've ever wondered, like, why is she doing this? Right? What is her intention? You know what my intention is? My intention is to crank out success stories. My intention is to build a team of people, right, who are leaders in their respective companies and their respective industries with their respective products, whatever it is that they're marketing. And now let all of us, right, let all of us have the success stories. Let all of us now be a part of this 2% until we grow into 98%. That's my vision. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. That's why I did the YouTube videos that landed you into my email list. That's why I get up every single day and work my business. That's why I go and I invest in training. That's why I go, and I just came back from Miami at the Empower Network event to pour into myself more. That is why I'm doing what I'm doing. Right? So I have a confession to make, though. The struggle that I face, and that a lot of you, if for a lot of people in this industry face, is that behind the scenes, right, there's a lot of us who have that same heart, who want to see people succeed. But what happens is, as you now start having success and as you now start becoming part of the 2%, you go back and you want to give and you want to see other people win too, because you realize, wait a second, this is actually easy. It's actually easy to have success, but you have to now experience it first for you to believe it. You may not believe that now because you're like, well, I've struggled. I've had failures before. It wasn't easy. It's not easy. I've been working really hard at it, Angela. Well, it takes you being around people who say, oh, it's easy. Like, that's what it was for me. I had to get around people who were like, making money is easy. Making money, it will never be an issue a day in my life. And I'm like, what? Really? That wasn't my experience. But when I got around them and I learned what they learned, then I realized making money is easy. Right? And then I started believing it, and then it became easy, and then now I'm teaching it. Right? Learn, do, teach. So the key is this, though. When you start having success, and when you have a heart to serve people and you have a heart to create success stories, it's frustrating when you go back to share what you've done when people don't take action. Not only the people that have already partnered with you don't take action, but I mean people who have not even yet partnered with you. Because you have this vision. Like for me, I had this vision that I'm going to create, and it will happen. It will be 98% of people on my team having success, and their teams are not going to have success. 98%, right? Until we take over this entire industry. But the problem is, right, in the beginning, I was like, well, why aren't people, I'm sharing my results. I'm sharing on video. I'm sharing with you, look, this is what's working for me, but people still don't take action. So here's what happens. What I've seen behind in this industry is that people start getting frustrated, and then they start speaking negatively of the people that they want to join them, because they say, well, they're not action takers. They're not really serious. If they really were serious about growing their business and having success, they would have taken action. They would have bought already. They're not serious. They're lazy. They want things handed to them. They're not serious, blah, blah, blah. They start speaking negativity over their list of the people that are on their email list, right? People like you're on my email list, right? And I started having that same frustration. I'm like, man, they're not serious, because I'm showing them I'm just being real. I said, oh, they're not serious. If they were serious, they would jump on it, because I'm showing them the results. I'm showing them this is what's real. And I don't know for you, if you're a marketer, right, and you have products that you're marketing and people are not buying it, or you have a business that you're marketing and no one's signing up or no one's joining, you probably have said the same thing. Right? Oh, they're not serious. People say they want change, but they're not, you start speaking negativity over those people. So what happens is you start behaving and acting differently toward those people. You start treating them as such, as if they are lazy, as if they're not action takers, as if they're not motivated, as if they're not hungry for change. So you start changing how you behave towards them. You don't want to market anymore. You don't want to do videos. You don't want to help them. You don't want to get on the phone and talk to them, right? They now become like the enemy. So what happens is in your marketing, how you're showing up to them, whatever marketing that you're doing, even in videos, your energy, people can feel it. People can tell whether or not you really care about them. People can tell whether or not you're serious, whether or not you actually have a heart for them. It comes across in your marketing. It comes across in videos. It comes across in your blog posts, even in your writing, in your emails. It comes across if you're marketing face to face. So what happens is people see it. They see that you don't really care about me. You don't really believe in me, right? You're only just in it for yourself, right? So what I had to do is I had to change my perspective of the people that are on my list, people like you, right? Because in this industry, like I said, people will always tell you, people around me were like, yeah, people, they say they want stuff, but they're not really serious. They're not action takers. Well, then I had to now change that, because I don't want to view the people that are on my list, you, in that manner. Why? Because it made me not want to give the best. Because if I felt like, well, if I give my best, they still ain't going to do nothing, then I won't do it. And now I'm not serving you the way I should have been serving you. And now I've let somebody else's negativity in this industry distract me from my vision, which is to create a 98% success rate. And the only way that can happen is if I can show people that you can do this. So my message in this Behind the Online Business video is that you can do this. And here's why. I believe in you. I know that you can do this because I know that you're an action taker. And that's not me hyping you up with emotionalism. It's just based on what I already know about you. Because here's what I know about you. I know that if you landed on this video, if you're watching this video now, you had to take action, which means that you're an action taker. Here are the actions that you had to take, right? Number one, how we even came into contact was that you probably were facing some sort of struggle in your business, and that led you to take action to go into Google and Google information based on a solution, right? Maybe you wanted to get more sales online. Maybe you want to make more money online. You wanted to, grow your business. So you started Googling information. And then you came across my video on YouTube, or you came across a blog post that I did, because those are the marketing strategies that I'm doing. So then you took action to watch that video, right? And then you sat there and watched the video. And then when I said go to this website that I had, you took action and went to the website, which shows me that you're coachable, that you're teachable. So you went to the website, then you took action to get on the website because you put in your email address. Then you started opening up my emails. You took action again. Then in order for you to get on this video, right, you had to open the email, right? And then you had to click on the link in the email to watch this video, and now you're watching the video. So that shows me that you're an action taker. So I don't speak death over you. I don't speak negativity over you. I don't say to my leads and to people on my list that they're lazy, that they're not motivated, that they're not hungry for change, because I know in order for you to have to go through all of that to get on this video, you had to be hungry for change. And that is the key. That is what you need in order to have success. That's all you need. So you already have it. That's why I know that you can do this. Because let me tell you why I know you can do this. Because I did it. Because the same exact steps that took me to get the results that you have seen in my videos, it was the same steps that you took. I got frustrated, right? I wanted to learn more about this whole online marketing thing. So you know what I did? I did exactly what you did. I Googled information. And then I went online and I saw a video, or I saw a blog post. And then I took action on the person who was on that video telling me to go to this website. I got on their list, and then I got access to Empower Networks training. I did exactly the same thing that you did. The only thing that I did that you haven't done yet is I joined. I got started, right? But then once I got started, guess what I did? I rinsed and repeat. So once I got the training, I bought the training, right? That because I knew that I wanted certain information, just like you wanted certain information when you Google. I said, okay, well, what information do I need? And then I looked at all the trainings that were available, and I got everything that I could get my hands on because I was hungry for change, like you were when you went and Googled. So then I got the training, but here's what I did. I took action, right? I said, I might as well not mess up this formula, right? So I took action. I bought the training, and then I listened to it. I consumed it, just like you watched my video, that you consumed that training. And then I took action on it. And then I got results. So you can do this because you've already done it, and you're doing it now. So here's why I know that you can do this, because it worked for me. And the same actions that I'm taking to get results now in my business that you've seen are the same exact results same actions that you're taking now. The other reason why I know that you can do this is because I've helped other people do this, right? And they weren't, freaks of nature. They weren't superhuman. They weren't, Superman or Superwoman. They just continued to do what they did that led them to me in the first place. They took action. They sat down and they watched and consumed training, and then they took action on it. People like Lee Rowland. Some of you may have been on my email list for a while now, and you've seen his story. Like, it's funny because it's been amazing to see his story progress, and you've seen it probably if you've been on my email list for a while. So Lee was someone who was just like you. He was tired of struggling in his business, so he decided to Google. He decided to go on YouTube. And so then he found my video, and he found a video that I did on Facebook training, on Facebook marketing, how to market on Facebook to get sales online. So here's what Lee did. He watched the training, right, on YouTube. He didn't even get started with me in Empower Network right away. He watched that training that I had, and he took action on it. So then he finds me on Facebook. He messaged me on Facebook, said, "Hey, Angela, I saw your YouTube video on Facebook. I'm already getting people who are reaching out to me about my business. It's working. Check this video. Check this picture out." So as you saw, okay, he didn't join me in Empower yet, but he got access because that same stuff that I was teaching on YouTube, right, were the same things that I learned from Empower Network. So he hadn't got in yet, but he just was already benefiting from the training, right? So he now had all these people coming up to him and on Facebook, messaging him, asking him about his business, right? So then he asked me, he was like, well, how do I handle all of this now? Because now he had a new problem. Sometimes problems in your business are good because it means that you're progressing. If you've been having the same problems for a long time now, that's a problem because that means that you're not progressing. Every new level is going to have a new challenge, a new problem, right? So he has now a new challenge. So I said, okay, now it's time for you to up level your training so that you can now solve that problem. So then he got started. He took action and joined me inside of Empower Network, right? So then he joined Empower Network, and then he got his sale. He made money online from that training. Check this out. So as you saw, he got a sign up. And I asked him, as you saw in the picture, well, what did you do? He said, well, I just did what you told me to do, right? He just decided to rinse and repeat. He said, I might as well not mess up this formula, right? So then, because I usually what I do is when people sign up with me, I do a strategy session with them. So based on his budget that he had, I recommended that he do Facebook because he was already doing it and he was already getting great results. But then I also told him, based on his budget, let's do some Facebook ads. And he could do them for free for like $5. So he listened to me, right? Because he said, well, I've listened to it before and it led to results. So I listened. So he listened. And then all of a sudden, right, this was Sunday of this past weekend. Sunday, I get this message on Facebook and he tagged me in it. And he said that he turned a $5 ad, all because of Empower's training. He turned a $5 ad into like over $50 in his business, right? And he said, thanks to Angela Carter, because of, she taught me that it wasn't just about learning, but it was about implementing. Check this out. So as you saw in that picture, he turned a $5 ad into a $50 $50 in sales in his business because he up-leveled his knowledge, and he decided, I'm just going to keep being an action taker like he's always been, right? Well, it pumped me up because that's what I decided to do. Now I'm seeing the vision. Now Lee's going to be part of the 2%, and then we're going to take over. And we're going to have it now where it's going to be 98% of people winning, but it's going to start in my team with my vision, right? With my team and my vision. So what excites me about this is that not only did he make $50, but then he posted like a couple hours later, I'm sorry, let me update my results. Then he had like $70, right? Check this out. So then it didn't stop there, right? Then it didn't stop there. Then he updated later. He was like, I made over $100. Check this out. And here's the deal. Why I share Lee's story with you because he just decided to keep doing what he's always been doing, taking action, just like you. You guys are both action. Lee is not superhuman. I'm not superhuman. We're just action takers. And I attract action takers because in order for you to even get on my list, you had to have taken action. So my encouragement to you is that if you've been doubting whether or not this is going to work for you, whether or not you can do this, I just want to encourage you to say, just look at your past experiences. You have the capabilities. You have what it takes to win. Right? And all it takes is to take action on the right kind of training. And let Lee's story, let my story encourage you that all you have to do is to keep doing what you've been doing, and that's taking action. So what I'm going to do is for my action takers, because I got action takers on my list. I'm not speaking that. Everybody else in this industry can start speaking over their list, that they're lazy, that they're unmotivated, but that's not you. Right? That's not the people on my, so I'm not going to speak that. And it's so funny when I decided that I wasn't going to speak that over even the people that have partnered with me and even the people on my email list. That's when I got the message from Lee on Sunday. And it was so funny because I said, you know what? I'm going to be an implementer. I'm going to lead by example in this industry by showing people if you just implement and take action on what you learn, then you can have success. So I didn't say that on Facebook, like I'm the implementer, right? But I just decided that, and I started speaking that over myself. I'm the implementer because every training that I've gotten access to in Empower Network, I've been able to turn and convert it right back into cash, right? So Lee didn't know that I was saying this to myself. So it was so funny that then, like Sunday, it was a couple days later after I said that, that's when I got the message on Facebook from Lee that he got results. And it's because I don't treat my team, I don't treat people on my list like they're lazy, that they're not hungry for change. I think it's disrespectful. And it pisses me off about this industry. I'm sorry, I'm riled up. But it just pisses me off because it's like, well, if they don't take the action that I want them to take when I want them to take it, then they're lazy. They're not like me. I'm just so different. I'm just, so special. No, we ain't. We're not any different than you, right? So what motivated me and what pumped me up was that Lee didn't know that I said, I'm going to be the implementer. I'm going to show people if you implement what we teach over here, you get results, right? So it's funny that when he posted that message of his result of turning that $5 ad into $50, he said, I'm so thankful that I met Angela Carter because she taught me that it wasn't about learning, but it was about implementing. And I was like, yay, he sees it. Other people see it now, right? That I'm the implementer and that they're going to be an implementer now. And if you saw my comment at the bottom of his message, of his results, I said, now you got to go out, you got to teach what you did, right? But we're going to have teachers out here and leaders out here in this industry that are getting results, that are going to actually teach people stuff that works. So first, I want you to learn what works, right? And then we go out and teach. That's how we're going to dominate. That's how we're going to change this industry, and we're going to have a 98% success rate. But it starts with you, and it starts with me, and it's going to start with our whole entire team. It's going to start with the people that you bring on, but you got to be the first one first, right? You have to lead by example. So anyway, I'm riled up. So here's what the announcement is. I am going to be doing a blogging training tomorrow, Wednesday, February 12th. I haven't locked down the time yet because I want to make sure that I have my schedule freed up. So just know that I'm planning on it. If I do it, you're going to get an email about it. But this blogging training is going to be nuts and bolts, no fluff. If you had any questions about how do I do a blog? Why do I need a blog? Well, how could a blog do for me? How can I sell my products on the blog? You have all that, it's going to get addressed, right? Because we're going to leave here with a game plan, because these little trainings that I'm doing starting tomorrow, right, is going to be the way that I'm going to take over this industry, and we all are going to now dominate, and we're going to now have a 98% success rate instead of a failure rate. So I'm here to serve. So what I want to know and what I want you to do is, if you have any questions about blogging, comment below on this blog post. So put a comment here on this blog post of what your most pressing, burning question about blogging is, so that way I can address it, because that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to serve action takers, right? Those of you who are on my list. So if you are an action taker, which you are, I have no problem sharing with you what I learned, because I know you're going to take action on it. You're going to do what I say, and you're going to get results. And that's how we're going to dominate this industry, right? So give me your best question, whatever question you have about blogging. Give it to me, and just so that way I can prepare, and I can make sure that I address whatever questions that you have, and make sure that you get on the training, right? Because how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you don't show up to the training, then that tells me that you're not going to show up when you buy the training, right? When you get access to Empower Networks training. So I'm not interested in that, right? I'm not interested in just selling products, because that's not going to help, right? We got a lot of people buying stuff in this industry and they still fail, and that's why we have the failure rate that we have. So I'm interested in bringing people on board who are going to take action on what I learned. People like Lee, right? So make sure that you leave me a comment of what you want me to share, but then also that you show up to the training, and that you watch it, and that you take action on what I say in the training, okay? So that is it for today's episode of Behind the Online Business. I hope that it helped you. I hope that it blessed you. Like I said, leave me your best blogging questions, and I'm excited. Lee pumped me up, because I'm like, yes, we're gonna redefine what success looks like in this industry. And if you want to be a part, if you want to be on board, then you deserve to get access to this training, because you're an action taker, and I know that. And I'm not going to speak anything less than that over you, because it's not who you are. Bye.